Hello cherubs, and welcome back to another video. Now we're doing a recipe testing today because I always see these one pot recipes. I have this one pot mushroom pasta that is the love of my life, and actually one of you guys gave it to me when I did my testing subscribers recipes, and it is so good. It's a bit of a family favourite. It's this vegan one. I'll actually link the video down below that has the recipe in it. It's so flipping good. And if I can find another one pot recipe that I like, then I'll be on to a winner, because there's nothing better than when you have to clean up from dinner and there's only one saucepan to clean up from. So if these work, I'm going to be amazed. So these are all like viral TikTok recipes. So we're going to start off with the sweet treats, and then we're going to get on to our din-dins. The first recipe we are going to do is this brownie recipe. And this brownie recipe, apparently tiny little one-pan brownie bites, and you put them in a muffin tray. Now, she's done it where it's just straight in the muffin tray, but I know things get stuck to this muffin tray. I've tried it before, even when I've greased it. So I am just putting muffin liners in there, because it's just saves the brownies. I don't want any rotten brownies here. No, thank you. And this is if this recipe works, it'll be quite good, because normally brownie recipes use like 3 pans, because you have one to melt the butter and the chocolate, then you have to like whisk together the sugar and the eggs, and then you have to mix together all the dry ingredients, so it can get a bit tricksy. We start off by melting our butter in our pan. So now this was all in cup measurements, and we all know cup measurements are not my favourite form of measurement, so we'll see how this goes. I've tried to translate it from cups into grams, because I can't be faffed to try and work everything out in cups. It just doesn't work for me. It doesn't work alright. Once that has melted, we add in the sugar and the cocoa powder, so that's gone in there, and we mix until it's all combined. So let's give it a little mixy. Okay, this is what it looks like. So I'm just taking it off the heat, and we leave it to cool for a little bit before adding the next bit. Now obviously we are off the heat, and we add our eggs and vanilla, but you really don't want it to scramble, so it's a very quick kind of just mix as you can. Just give that guy a big old stir to try and cool it down without scrambling the eggs. We do not want scrambled eggs. We want delicious, rich brownies. Thank you very much. So you've got to get that arm power working, you know? Oh my gosh, it looks so good. Okay, come over and look. Look how lovely and silky and glossy this looks. Now we just mix in the flour and the chocolate chips. See how easy that was? And now we just scoop it into our little tray. Right, here they are. I'm actually going to add a little walnut half on each of them, because my family love brownies with nuts, so I'm just going to plop that on. Right, into the oven they go. Okay, the brownie thingies are out, and they look amazing. They look really, really, really good. So I'm going to let them cool, because I feel like brownies have to be completely cool for enjoyment of texture. These look real great. Let's have a try. One pot brownie. That's really good.
So are you going to tell your viewers why you're so okay eating a chocolate brownie?
No, they can just
Yes.
Don't worry, you don't actually have to guess. It was literally just because I went to go on a walk and then the rain came down and I thought, hey, now's the perfect time for a brownie. That was literally it.
I like that brownie recipe, and it was so easy. Super pooper. This one is a one pot Oreo cheesecake for one, and I love a dessert for one. I think they're genius, because sometimes you just want one. You don't want a whole cake, because sometimes you just don't. You just want a little taste, just a little taste. So first of all, we're starting off by crushing up 3 Oreos. Good, because I can get all my anger out. There's so much pent up rage. Let's add our butter. Little 10 tiny grams of melted butter. Smush it around and then press it to form the base. Kind of like when you're making a key lime pie. I haven't had a key lime pie in years. Might make a key lime pie, you know. And then you pop it in the fridge to set a little bit whilst you make the top. Now the next step says to whisk together 115 grams of cream cheese, 2 tablespoons of icing sugar, and then fold in 1 crushed Oreo. But I'm like, hang on, that's the one pot. Where am I supposed to be doing this? What, get this all out for one tiny filling? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can make it in this, whip it up in here. Because I feel the whole unique selling point of one pot recipes is they're so quick and easy. Especially for one serving. Like if this is just for me, then I don't want to faff around getting my whole KitchenAid out. I just want to quickly in a mug, do you know what I mean? Now don't judge me, this is my cream cheese, so I don't care if I get Oreo crumbs in it, alright? It's just for me. Beautiful, lovely and whipped. Now, I am aware that because I'm not doing the recipe exactly, it's not going to be as light and whipped as the recipe they're making, because I'm not using an electric whisk. I'm using the shortcut method, so don't worry. I will take that into account when I taste it. And then we take our one Oreo, which I guess I'm just going to have to crush even more with my hand. I want to make it really crushed, so I'm just going to jab it with my spoon. This is a lot of fat. Why not just make a full cheesecake, I feel? Now I get my cream cheese filling on top of the base that we've just made. Okay, fair enough, that didn't actually take super long. It's funny, isn't it? Because sometimes I just want something that's so quick and easy, and then other times I'll literally take 4 hours to make a recipe, and I'll be so happy doing it. Just totally depends on my mood. And then we take another Oreo, she says, and we crush that up. Here is the Oreo cheesecake. I love spoons with long necks. It just makes the manoeuvring into the mouth so much easier. Anyway, let's try it out. Okay, the base looks really nice and set in there. It does look a bit like a cheesecake. Now, we probably all know that I'm not the biggest fan of cheesecakes, so this wasn't going to be a winner anyway. But no, this isn't for me. It literally just tastes of cream cheese. I would now recommend this recipe. Smells really, really good. It really reminds me of something like the garlic oregano and smoked paprika. It's really smelling real quick and delicious. Okay, you add the wine and the water to glaze the pan. Now, I won't lie, I was supposed to take the chicken out before this step, but I don't want to take the chicken out because then I will dirty up a whole other plate. And as I already said, the whole joy of a one-pot meal is one pot to clean up. So I'm going to see if it works just leaving the chicken in there. But all shall be revealed. We'll see how that goes. Okay, now obviously the Orzo and everything is in there, bubbling away nicely. And in here we have the concoction. So in here we have the cream, we have parmesan, spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, mustard, basically all the other ingredients. And then we just dump it in here. I love this, and it smells incredible. And I just think I'm all for ease. So, okay, all of the ingredients are in there. It's looking all nice and smelling good. Now, quite simply, we put the pan in the oven for 10 to 15 minutes. So you're going to leave it uncovered. So in it goes. So for 10 to 15 minutes. That was literally so flippin' easy. Okay, so the Orzo timer has gone off. I haven't even peeked. Let's see what's happening in here. Oh wow! It kind of looks really good. It looks like a really good, creamy pasta. This looks so good. I'm going to give it a little stir, and you're supposed to top it with a squirt of lemon and a bit of rosemary. Oh, the Orzo has stuck a little bit to the bottom. Don't know if you can see that, but we're just going to mix it in. How good does that look? So lovely and creamy. And it was so easy, and it smells incredible. I'm actually making this for my siblings to have for lunch tomorrow at work. So I'm just going to take a few spoonfuls of it to do a taste test. So let's get everything in a mouthful. That's really good. Oh my days, that is delicious. I feel like it could do with a crunch on top, so I feel like maybe some like toasted pine nuts. I feel like that could be really good. You guys, if you're going to try any recipe, and if you're veggie, use veggie alternatives, and I'm sure that it would taste exactly the same. That is delightful. Okay, I am prepping for the next one pot meal. Which is this veggie one pot spinach and sun-dried tomato burrata pasta. I'm just getting everything chopped up, but it needs 4 cloves of garlic. So you'll be scaring off any vampires if you make this recipe. Is that true? Have I just made that up? Vampires, garlic? I feel like there's something to do with vampires and garlic. Garlic, vampires. I don't know. But anyway, 4 cloves of garlic it is. This recipe is also very simple. As I said, all the recipes today are just easy, breezy, beautiful. So you basically, again, you just chuck in basically all the ingredients apart from the pasta. And you cook it more until they get flavour. That is the key though if you're doing a one pot recipe. Do not miss the step where you like fry off the onions and the garlics and whatever, because otherwise you're just going to be rank They're gonna not have that gorgeous punchy flavour. And they're gonna be, yeah, they're not gonna be very pleasant. Whereas if you take the time, fry off the onion and garlic properly, or shallot in this case, then it's beautiful. Let's get those in here. Also, I'm always getting asked about this pan, so let me just put the ingredients in and I'll tell you about it. So this pan that I use, it comes with a little steamer inside. This isn't sponsored, this isn't an ad. I genuinely just get asked about it all the time. It is one of those always pans, and I've had it, I think I'd say for like just under a year. And I've had mixed reviews, and that's why I got it, because I wanted to test it, and I actually really like it. We are very, Maxie just wants to say hi. We are very brutal on our pans and our crockery and whatever, and we use them a lot, and they go through the dishwasher and all those sorts of things, and so far it's held up well. Even the non-stickness is held up really well, even though we put it through the dishwasher and probably don't care for it as we should. So far I like it. But I've heard people say they don't last very well, and after like 2 years they're done. So I'll keep you posted on that. But we're just gonna let it fry away in the background. Don't know if you can see it. Banks, how do you feel about the always pan? Look at me if you think that everyone should get one. Look at me if you don't like the always pans. Or are you indifferent? Look at me if you're indifferent. Oh, she's indifferent. She's not much of a cook, she just likes her kibble. So things are starting to soften, and it's beginning to smell really, really, really fragrant. I don't have really descriptive words for things like this, you know, like if I was Nigella Lawson, how would I describe this? It's beginning to smell really opulent, and I don't know, it smells good. But we are about to prep all the other ingredients, so I need this artichoke, which I've never really cooked with artichoke before, so we'll see how this goes. Now we add 4 cups of water, and we bring that to the boil. Okay, the water is boiling, and now we add 450 grams of the pasta, and then you just mix that through and cook it for 7 minutes before adding the next lot of ingredients. This recipe calls for quite a lot of ingredients, so I put them all in there like I just did, and I'm about to get the burrata. I don't think I've ever really seen burrata in the flesh. Maybe I have, I just can't remember what burrata looks like, because to me I feel like it looks really funny. Oh my gosh, there's something so satisfying about this. Why is this making me want to go to a spa? Like, look at that, just bobbing around. A bobbing along, I wonder where we're going. I'm just weighing out the burrata, and we actually need 226, and we've currently got 146. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to half this, but it feels like it's going to pop. And it feels so like, it feels like a bit of a stress ball. Oh wow, that was so satisfying. The pasta is al dente, and now we just add, this is logistically gonna be a challenge, but we're gonna make it work. There's vinegar, there's all sorts in here. Okay, the spinach has wilted down, and then you break up the burrata on top of it, and you let it go all melty. Right, it's been melting for 2 to 3 minutes. Wow. Okay, it does say to stir it in until all the cheese has melted in. It kind of doesn't look as good now. It kind of looks a bit like cobwebs, but we're going to give it a go. Okay, baby, let's try it out. I want to get, like I say, you've got to get everything in the mouthful. Yet again, fantastic. So simple, yet so flavourful. I was worried it would be bland, but when you get everything in the mouthful, it's really flipping good. Let's try an artichoke. Do I like artichoke? I'll never know, but we're giving it a go. Sensational. This is great. This is great. This is a hoot. So fresh, singy and flavoursome. I did just go up for a second helping because that was really good. I thought I wouldn't like that because I thought it would be really bland, but great.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will link the recipes down below because you need to try them. Not all of them. One of them, as we know, I didn't love, but an incredible time. 1 pot meals are the way to go. I'm saying it. I love them. I can't get enough. Anyway, I hope you will have an amazing week. Happy Monday evening.